In the past 3 years, Ohio has changed their state standardized test 3 times. Unfortunately, this has led to inconsistency and a lack of validity in test scores because state standards, mandates, and tests have changed over and over again. With a little bit of consistency in last year and this year, we are seeing where students are falling and their specific learning gaps. Unfortunately, standards are going to be revised again, and these new standards need to be implemented next year, and students will be tested on these new standards in 2019. However, although the state test keeps changing, we are using MAP scores because MAP scores can be transferred into AIR scores, which is the state mandated test. And we can figure out which percentile students will score in due to MAP tests. With a major increase in ELL in the past 5 years, the school has not really known how to address this issue. There's been a lack of strategies, there hasn't really been training, and teachers feel very lost at this point of working with these students and helping them make growth. For my SIP, I specifically focused first on AIR data, MAP data, and MAP data for ELL students. And that data will be shown on the next 3 slides. So due to this, the SMART goal really focused on specific growth and making sure that students really are making growth. So Dover South Elementary will make 5% growth in the areas of English language arts each year for 3 years on AIR and all MAP tests. However, for ELL students, they will make 3% growth the first year, 4% growth the second year, and they need to be at 5% growth by the third year in this plan. Throughout the school improvement plan, essential data from MAP and AIR will be collected, and it'll be evaluated, and it'll be synthesized by the administration, a building leadership team, which will be called a BLT, a teacher-based team, which is called a TBT, and they will make research-driven decisions in addition to a student questionnaire that will be sent out to monitor student progress, and it'll be a way for self-assessment. There are 4 benchmarks for this. The first benchmark is that 5th grade teachers will meet together monthly on a 2-hour delay to discuss specific strategies and technological applications that they are using in the classroom. And they will meet throughout the entire district, so all 5th grade ELA teachers in the entire district will meet together. And this will be a wonderful time for teachers to collaborate. So teachers who get better scores on their state tests can talk to teachers and give them tips, ideas, strategies, and research-driven data that will help them in the classroom. It'll also be a time for them to pick a specific program to also monitor growth continually throughout the year, other than just MAP data, which is 3 times a year at the beginning, January, and in May. Benchmark 2 will be a BLT, and a building leadership team will take all the information from all the different TBTs. So in 5th grade, they look at ELA, 5th grade, and they say, okay, what strategies are you using? And they kind of go through all the strategies and figure out what is working, what is making those growth gains. Benchmark 3 is that students will fill out a questionnaire, so they are also accountable for their growth, and it's a self-evaluation, which is also a standard for Ohio students. And it will also make them feel involved with the school improvement plan, and they can show that they do value their education. Now, a specific questionnaire will be given to ELL students to see what their specific goals and strategies and weaknesses and strengths are. Benchmark 4 will include 2 professional development activities to learn either new ELA strategies or technology applications. More than anything, what we're seeing is that students aren't making as much growth as they're supposed to. Over 50% of 5th graders are not on grade level, and that's a major problem. So we need to come up with strategies to get these kids out of this lower percentile level In addition, we're seeing that kids who are at the very, very top are slowly starting to fall right down. So even though lower kids might be making big gains, our highest kids are not. And so through the TBT, teachers will come up with specific strategies to meet all levels of students. In addition, our ELL students, although they are making growth, not many are on grade level, if any at all. And this will be again shown in the slides next. And so specific strategies need to be focused on for ELL students so they can succeed, especially when many of them are nowhere near grade level at all. The people who are responsible for this will be the administration, the TBT, the BLT, the curriculum director, but more importantly, the teacher, because the teacher is the one who's going to be following this plan and really utilizing these new strategies, especially with the ELL students once a quarter. Lastly, the student questionnaire will help with making sure that the kids feel involved, they value their education, and know that their thoughts and opinions do matter, and that the teachers are looking at their weaknesses and their strengths and trying to make sure that they're using best practices in the classroom. Although there are many issues, the school is showing a lot of growth and it has a ways to go, but with new strategies and the school improvement plan, the hope is that students will finally be moving into a proficient level.